What is up, sexy beast? Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're going to be comparing the World War Browning to the Black Ops 3 Dingo, and then looking at both these weapons on round 50. So let's go ahead and get the shit started. So you guys should know by now, the first thing we'll let you guys do is watch and listen to both these weapons, both the unupgraded versions and the upgraded versions. So here you guys go. Alright, so now let's get into the fun stuff. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is going to be the fire rate. Now this actually kind of surprised me because for some reason in my head, whenever I thought of the Browning from like World War, the first thing that came to my mind was slow. And it really wasn't as slow as I thought it was compared to the Dingo. I thought the Dingo was just going to like easily just outshoot it and just be so much faster than it. But the Browning kind of held its own. Now the Dingo still was faster, and granted I might have been like a bullet or two off with the Browning because it doesn't like tell you how many bullets you have left, it kind of just shows you, and it was really kind of hard to get it down to 80 because that's how much the Dingo actually holds and the Browning actually holds 125 in it, so it was a little bit hard to try to get them equal, but I'm pretty sure they were around the same, if not one or two bullets off, and you can definitely tell that the Dingo is faster, but the Browning was able to hold its own. Now, if we pay attention to the recoil of both these weapons, that's where there's just like a huge difference. Man, that Browning's recoil was god-awful. If you try to shoot this thing in a straight line, you're really going to have to just fight with it. Because this thing just really wants to go straight up. Like, the second you start shooting, it's going straight up. And that's like kind of the case with a lot of World War weapons. They all just had really ridiculous recoil. While with like a lot of Black Ops 3 weapon, there's like virtually none. This Dingo barely even moves. It's literally going to stay in the exact same spot. So this thing is like 10 times more accurate than the Browning. And if we look at the hip fire, it's the same sort of thing. The Browning is just going to go straight up and to the right and just not even going to be shooting in the exact same area that you want to be shooting. You're really going to have to fight and make sure you actually hold down that recoil, or else this Browning's just going to go all over the place, while with the Dingo on the other hand, it's going to go exactly where you want it to go, and it's going to have a nice close spread, unlike the Browning, which is just going to be literally all over the place. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is going to be the reload speed, and this is what really surprised me. So again, like I said earlier, whenever I thought of the Browning, I always thought of slow. And I was like, okay, reload speed, let's see which one wins. I think it's going to be the Dingo. And then when I actually compared them side by side, I was very surprised to see that the Browning actually has a faster reload speed. That really shocked me. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I was expecting the Dingo just to fly by, and I don't know why. I always thought the Dingo had a fast reload speed, but looking at it now, I'm like, holy shit. That's actually really slow. So I gotta give the Browning some props. It's actually pretty quick when it comes to reloading, unlike the Dingo, which takes its sweet ass time. And when we actually upgrade these weapons, the Browning becomes the B115 Accelerator and the Dingo becomes the Direwolf. The Browning used to hold 125 in the magazine and 500 in stock. Now it's gonna hold still 125 in the magazine and 700 in stock, while the Dingo is gonna carry 80 in the magazine and 480 in stock, and 120 in the magazine when you upgrade it, and 600 in stock. So the Browning is definitely going to win when it comes to ammo. It's just going to carry a lot more ammo, both in the magazine. Well, I mean, when you upgrade it, you only hold 5 more bullets, but that's still more, and in stock, you're still going to hold a lot more ammo. So if you were trying to camp your way to high rounds, the Browning might be a little bit more beneficial just because it carries a little bit more ammo. And after we actually upgraded the weapons, everything kind of stays the same. The fire rate's going to really kind of stay the same. Not much is going to change. The Dingo is still going to be faster than the Browning, and like the recoil and hip fire and everything. Recoil, again, Browning is just going to go straight up and going to be really hard to actually maintain, while with the Dingo on the other hand, it's going to go exactly where you want it to go. That gun is very accurate. And with the hip fire and everything, Browning straight up to the right, same as the unupgraded version, and the Dingo is of course going to be the exact same, very nice tight spread, and it's just going to kill whatever you point at in all honesty, just because it's so goddamn accurate. And then we come back to the reload speed, and that's where the Browning starts to shine again. Now, it does look like the Dingo's reload speed got a little bit faster because the reload times actually look a little bit closer, but the Browning is still going to be a little bit faster. Now the next test I thought was actually pretty interesting. Now it's probably not going to be 100% accurate just because they're completely different games and like the distances might not be the same, but I decided to stand in the same spot on Darius and the Giant and just basically run down this corridor and to see which weapon actually got me to the end first. And when I started running, the Dingo is by far the faster weapon. Now of course this is just some stupid test, it could all be because of different games, distance is not the same, your running speed is faster. I just thought this was a pretty interesting test just to see which gun you actually move faster with, and you actually move faster with the Dingo other than the Browning. And the Browning is very slow. I think that's just where I kind of get that like slow mentality from. It's just like when you actually have the weapon out and you're actually moving with it, you're slow as shit and the zombies are easily going to be able to catch up to you. The Browning is not a cycling weapon, so you really have to get your distance from those zombies if you want to use it. And even on round 50, it's still not going to do much. It's going to be a very, very weak weapon. You're going to have to unload a lot of bullets into those zombies to actually kill them. Yes, it does carry like 105 more bullets than the Dingo, but I think the Dingo does make up for it in power, and plus it has Double Tap 2.0, so it's by far going to be the better choice. The Dingo on round 50 is one of the best weapons in zombies in my opinion. It is very, very powerful. It's going to kill a lot of zombies, carries a fuck ton of ammo. All you got to do is get those things in one long line, and you're going to be good. And unlike the Browning, you don't really move that slow with this thing, so you're going to be able to outrun the zombies or even outwalk the zombies. While with the Browning, if you just try to even walk, those zombies are going to come right up to you and stick their fingers up your butt. And you might get sexually aroused, I'm not going to lie, that's a strong possibility. But if you had the Dingo, that probably wouldn't happen. So in my opinion, the Dingo is definitely the better weapon to have. Now when it comes to which one do I actually prefer, I mean, when it comes to like looks and sounds, I definitely do like the Browning more, just because it looks and sounds so goddamn good. But when it comes to actually using it in a game, I would choose the Dingo like 9 times out of 10. Unless I just want to go fuck around and goof off, maybe choose the Browning. But if I actually want to get some shit done, I'm definitely going to go with the Dingo. So I'm very curious to know, which weapon do you guys happen to prefer? Not which weapon do you guys think is stronger, just which weapon do you guys like more? So if you guys could, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. Peace!